This is my review of the RWBY official manga, Chapter 7. And I've said this to everyone, but it continues to be so much better than the main series. Just story-wise, logic-wise, basically everything. So here, instead of Blake and Sun just hanging out for 12 hours without either of them talking, Blake just walks away and doesn't stop till he says that he knows that she's a member of a terrorist organization, which, that's a way to get girls' attention. They apparently overheard the entire conversation, which, didn't realize this last week, or last month, I suppose. It's probably not a good thing to shout out in the middle of the street that you were a member of the White Fang. Yeah, that could definitely cause some problems. I mean, there were cops like 20 feet away from them at that point. That definitely could have led to some other issues. Now we go back to Team RWBY. Ruby's all sad and upset because Blake turned out to be a member of the White Fang and the rest of them did nothing while she was busy having tea with Penny, which... Does a robot eat? Does a robot drink? How's a robot... let's not focus on that right now. Let's move on. Gotta love Weiss's no grit attitude. If she's a member of a terrorist organization, there's no explanation. It's inexcusable. Which, a little bit high horse there. I'm sure there are reasons to be a member of a terrorist organization. I mean, Weiss already knows that her family, they basically suck. They are awful, goddamn, horrible human beings. Well, especially her father. Mostly her father. He's an awful, goddamn, horrible human being who more than likely enslaves people, kills people, does just absolutely god-awful things to everyone around him. She admits that much in Volume 2, so a little high horse here. Though I think the bigger issue, something I never actually realized when I first saw the series. If I was Weiss and I found out Blake was a member of the White Fang, I would almost certainly assume that she was there to assassinate me. I mean, it makes sense, Or just to, getting close to that, one holiday, you bring her back home to meet the family, and then she kills the whole family, takes over the company, and burns it to the ground. I mean, it would make sense, in a way, to go after the daughter, the heiress of the Schnee family, plant a spy with her, and then use her to take out the whole family, or take it over, or something. That's at least how I think. Gotta love Yang's line here. Back then, I couldn't let myself chase after her, because if I didn't learn the truth, it'd feel like we could never go back to how things were. I mean, that's a really deep line for Yang. I know there's this, view of her as a party girl, but she's a very emotional person, and she's just so overwhelmingly afraid of being hurt again. I mean, I know they haven't been together for very long, but Yang really does care about the whole family, Team RWBY. She wants them to be together. She doesn't want to lose anyone again. And here, if she was afraid, if she found out the truth, if she opened that door, Schrödinger's cat. Right now, they're... Oh my god, it's literally Schrödinger's cat. Right now, they are both friends and not friends until they open the box. And right now, they're both friends and not friends until they open the box. Once they learn the truth, they'll be one of those two things. And she's afraid it's going to be not friends. I like that. Schrödinger's cat. Then RWBY alone sneaks out to search for her, which makes a lot of sense. I never really understood why Weiss was helping with the search in the original series. I get despite what she said, she really did care about Blake, but that was just weird. I do love right here, they know that RWBY's leaving to go search for her. They're not stopping her, they're not saying anything because they're afraid of finding out the truth, and they know they can't do it. They know if anybody can bring Blake back and learn the truth and face that, it is RWBY. She's, in a way, the strongest member of the team. She is the leader, after all. I do just love how Weiss looks in this page, though. I mean, she's heartbroken and sad and conflicted about what's really going on here. It's just such an emotional moment that's so simply done. I really did love it. Okay, this next page kind of weirded me out a little bit. Sun said there's a Schnee Dust Company cargo ship hauling a huge amount of dust into the port. How do you know this? I mean, it made sense when you were a stowaway and you overheard the whole conversation. That made sense. This makes no sense. Honestly, if I hadn't read the main series, this would make me think that he is definitely one of the thieves. He's a White Fang spy. He's evil. Don't trust him. How the hell would he know that there is a cargo ship coming in? Where would he have heard that from? Do have Blake here. She doesn't trust him. She's wondering what's subjective. What's he trying to do? Because I'm wondering that too. I mean, no one actually just goes out of their way this much to try to help a random stranger. I mean, I would because I want to know what happens next. I mean, I don't think of myself as a particularly good person or even a decent human being, but I'd still probably follow her around for this because I just want to see how the freak it ends. I'm a curious person. And, oh my god, Blake's line here. If you think that's enough to earn my trust, you're a happy-go-lucky fool. Which I think is the most apt description of Sun I've ever heard. I mean, really. She's being brutal to him, and I just love it here. I've never actually been a fan of Blake and Sun all that much, you know. Bumblebee forever. But I like how they're portrayed here, you know. Sun's just happy-go-lucky guy. Blake's guarded, doesn't trust him. But she needs him here to go forward. She needs some backup if it turns out to be this really is the White Fang. Anyway, then Ruby's walking along in the middle of the night, and who does she run into but Penny? Which... Why? Why is Penny walking around in the middle of the night? I mean, did she run away? Did she put a tracking device on Ruby? Why is she out here in the middle of the night? This is what I want to know. And despite her limited human interaction, she does know this. No matter what sort of person she may be, the fact of your friendship remains unchanged. I mean, that's exactly right. The time they spent together, the feelings they had for each other, the friendship they forged in their time in the initiation at a beacon, that hasn't changed. Blake is still that same person to them. She might be guarded, she might have a dark past, but you can't deny that Blake is still your friend, Ruby. Even if she doesn't see it that way, she is still your friend, and it's up to you to find her, to bring her back. Anyway, then Sun steals bananas, and I just love that Blake's stomach gargles before she accepts one. I mean, really, she hasn't eaten since, probably breakfast. I can't imagine, you know, she went out looking for food while on the run from her friends. That would have been a little awkward if they finally found her and she was eating a bowl of tuna or something. Oh my god, that'd be funny. Oh yeah, and they still don't know if she has cat ears. That's gonna be interesting when they finally see those. We get a very interesting line. I don't think I've ever actually heard this in the main series, but I really like it. Fangs of pure white need not shed blood. That was the original intention behind the White Fang. They saw themselves as an organization of peace, one that could make change and make a better life for all faunas around the world, just through peaceful means, without shedding any blood. But over time, that's been corrupted and tainted and become something different. I mean, that's why their symbol went from white to red. Honestly, they kind of should have started calling themselves the Red Fang at that point, but whatever. Oh my god, this line. So you're not in the White Fang anymore. Nope. Nope, she says. Sun makes a good point. Up to this point, he's been going forward with the assumption that she is still a member of an organization that kills people. That's... I gotta admit, Sun, that's pretty brave of you to keep hanging out with her, even knowing that. I mean, like I said, Sun really is a good person. I'm not. I think we've all established that. That's really not what she has to go tell her friends. When the organization turned evil, when they started killing people, when they became something more than a group meant to protect others, she left because that's not the organization she knew. That's not the family that she loved. It became twisted and corrupt. If she says that to them, I think even Weiss would realize, you know what? Yeah. I get you. I think even Weiss would accept her. So like I said, Weiss knows her family's evil, which... Oh god, can we please get that either next chapter or next volume? There needs to be a moment between Blake and Weiss where they talk about how god-awful her family is. I mean, so far we've had like one small scene where she says her father's ruining her grandfather's legacy, which... Oh, okay, yeah. Can we talk about the fact that your father is a slave master? That he's, you know, basically torturing Faunus to death? All those awful, terrible things your father's doing that made this group decide, yeah, we need to start killing people. That's what we need to do to fix this situation. Please, just something. Just a small scene. I don't know what I'm really hoping to get next chapter. Just Weiss saying, I understand why you did it. I know who my father is. I know what a monster my father is. Something like that. The next volume, I don't know. I'd kind of like it if Weiss stumbled upon the slave labor camps. That'd be fun. well, not fun, but educational for her, I think. I'm hoping she mentions, the Schnee Dust Company logo that was literally burned in Adam's face. That'd be useful, I think. Anyway, then the White Fang shows up, and I gotta say, this is a different type of White Fang than we saw before. These guys are freaking ripped. I mean, they are literally all muscle. Before we got, just okay members of the White Fang, fairly average-looking guys. A little chunky, some of them. These guys are literally Adonis's perfect human or faunus specimens. And yeah, I see no trace of them being faunuses. No ears or claws or wings or anything. That's a little weird. And then Torchwick shows up. And as she says, the White Fang doesn't team up with humans. And then literally 1 second later, she has a knife to Torchwick's neck. Torchwick tries to explain, no, it's a partnership. Of course, Blake, I don't buy it for a second. You must have deceived them. And yeah, he did. He very much did. I'm sorry, White Fang, but this whole teaming up with Torchwick, Salem, Cinder, and all that, it was a bad plan. It was a very, very bad plan. You think, oh, we're going to team up with these humans, and they'll help us take out other humans. I mean, they don't care when we enslave humans. I'm sure it'll be fine. No, that is a bad plan. There is no reason for you to be teaming up with humans because your goals are literally opposites. Honestly, if the White Fang had continued working with Salem, there would have come a point where they would have just all been killed. I mean, either in the constant wars and battles Salem kept throwing them into, or just by Salem and her team to stop them because they were no longer useful. Then the last page, he's asking, you speak of taking back pride, but did that pride ever even exist? I mean, that's dark. That is really dark. He's basically saying there is no pride in being a faunus. You're basically animals. I mean, these guys over here, they get it. They're accepting their role as just monsters meant to destroy. Did you ever really enjoy or love being a faunus? Did you ever really take pride in your cat ears? Did they ever make you feel special, or do they make you feel different and separated from the rest of the world? Those are my thoughts on RWBY Chapter 7. Next week, we're going to get the big battle, Sun and Blake versus all these faunus. Then hopefully, Ruby and Penny showing up and just kicking all their butts. That's going to be interesting. I am excited to see Blake's reaction to Ruby showing up and helping her out. That'd be interesting, I think. And then, hopefully, please, for the love of God, let's get some kind of interaction between Blake and Weiss. I mean, the main series, it was literally just, you're not a member anymore, so I don't care. And then she walks away, which was meaningful in Weiss's own way, but I feel like we need more than that. This series has done almost every scene so much better than the main one did, and I'm optimistic that they will continue that. I'm optimistic that this next scene, this next battle, this everything, will just be such an improvement over what we got before. So yeah, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Do you think this is better than the original series? If not, why? Be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.